luxury is everywhere.
Worldwide luxury spending exceeded €1 trillion in 2015. With 31%, Chinese consumers made up the largest portion of global luxury spending worldwide, up from only 1% in 2000. They are followed by Americans, Europeans, and Japanese. The Chinese luxury market in itself is only the third largest market, after the US and Japan. The top 10 luxury markets include 2 more Asian countries, namely South Korea and Hong Kong. But other markets are swiftly following in their path. Luxury in Asia is booming with the rise of a new affluent middle class. Yet the picture is not all rosy for luxury brands within Asia. New challenges are arising due to geography, demography, culture, and consumption patterns, and last but not least, due to digitalization. When we speak about the challenges in the Asian luxury market, we are mainly speaking about the following 3 categories: watches and jewelry, accessories, and fashion, which make up around 75% of products in the global luxury market. Asian luxury markets are diverse and very unique. The concept of one size fits all is becoming a questionable strategy for dealing with this amount of heterogeneity, as different markets find themselves in very different development stages. In Asia today, we have to differentiate between Asian countries. This view is also shared by Nita Lachmandas, Executive Director of the Institute of Service Excellence at SMU.
Asia is not homogeneous, neither is it monolithic. So you have to remember that Asia is a very, very big continent, and the countries are at varying how developed they are and how mature they are and how sophisticated they are. It's very, very different.
Due to the existence of different luxury markets, we see highly diverse Asian consumers. Let me mention the following examples about Japanese, Chinese, and Indian luxury consumers. Did you know, for instance, that in Japan, the shopping experience is the most important aspect of luxury shopping? Japanese consumers are extremely demanding and make long-term value purchases. Consumers in China are still fairly status-driven and are huge lovers of European luxury brands. They associate prestige with the product through its price and quality. In India, luxury consumers are influenced by what others think of them and consume to achieve social acceptance. Currently, brands assume that consumers from emerging markets seek products that better represent their culture and heritage. As a solution to this, brands like Hermès offered saris in India, a clothing item strongly tied to the traditional culture. This move was highly appreciated by Indian luxury consumers. Different watch brands such as Omega produced special edition watches for the Chinese market. Nowadays, the trend shows that local adaptations of this kind may not be as well received as expected. This may be due to the fact that consumers prefer to own the unmodified version as it is sold in European markets. Another possibility is launching an own brand to cater to the tastes of consumers abroad. An example of this is Hermès, who created the China-focused brand Shangxia. The brand mixes traditional elements and materials in a modern way to appeal to contemporary Chinese customers. A third strategy is the acquisition of potential competitors. One example is Richemont, who acquired the Hong Kong-based brand Shanghai Tang. However, the emergence of strong luxury Asian brands is seldom, as it takes many years to establish. Let's hear the expert's view about the topic.
I don't really see any major Asian luxury brands coming up. Of course, there are some, and I don't also think that Asians have a desire or feel nationalistic about luxury and about the brands. But what we see is that the brands need to use local talents, local celebrities to promote their brands. The Chinese don't like to see Cindy Crawford anymore, but they want to see the local Cindy Crawford, to put it simply. So that's where some level of national feelings or localization comes in. But overall, luxury also has a lot to do with history, legacy, production technologies, and it takes a long time to establish a luxury brand. So we don't see any major trends there in Asia, except for
The opinion of the expert raises the question if localizing marketing activities could be even more beneficial than the previously mentioned strategies. Why do we consider Chinese customers to be a challenge? As has been mentioned, the purchases of Chinese consumers have grown rapidly in the last 15 years. Nowadays, Chinese luxury shoppers constitute the main part of Asian luxury shoppers. This is why we have to look closely at these customers. Three main challenges have become apparent with regards to them. Chinese buying behavior has changed quite dramatically in recent years. External factors such as stricter anti-corruption laws have reduced practices of corporate gifting and subsequent flashy purchases. High taxes in mainland China constitute a further challenge. This can be seen by the fact that Chinese shoppers make a mere 20% of their global luxury purchases in their home country. The rest is bought abroad and has the additional advantage of tax refunds. Due to this fact, luxury brand flagship stores mostly serve marketing purposes in China. On one side, buying abroad facilitates the comparison of prices, which is further supported by the availability of online information. On the other hand, more travel abroad also means that the Chinese get accustomed to a high level of service in the European luxury industry and more increasingly demand the same level of service in their home market, which due to fast growth in the last years has not been established at such a high level. Due to the discussed challenges, customers feel the need to go beyond the mere products and really be immersed in the brand world. The trend is moving in the direction of less ostentatious products and towards more experiential luxury. The shift to unique brand experiences is also apparent when walking through the big shopping malls of Singapore, such as Marina Bay Sands. Take the Louis Vuitton Singapore flagship store as an example. The client is taken on a cultural and artistic journey, detecting beautiful sculptures and a curated bookstore along the way. It gets even more impressive moving towards the waterfront, where an outside deck invites the client to relax and enjoy breathtaking views of Singapore while sipping a glass of champagne. For the very adventurous, the store can even be accessed by boat. Another example for an Asian brand experience format are the branded cafes such as the Hermès or Chanel cafes in Japan. Here we can see that we move away from the traditional luxury segments that were mentioned at the beginning. For an all-around perfect brand experience, investments should be made into the training and coaching of store salespeople, turning them into credible brand ambassadors. The digital revolution has changed the world, and the Asian luxury industry is no exception. On one side, this challenges the classic business model of luxury brands and the high-quality in-store experience they are known for. On the other side, it provides luxury brands with innovative ways to reach, educate, and inspire new consumers as well as existing ones.
It is a global phenomenon, but Asia, if you look at China, if you look at Singapore, we are probably one of the highest penetration of mobile and of digital and mobile.
Especially in Asia, where the smartphone penetration is very high, consumers use social media channels to share their luxury experience and interact with the brand, as well as with other consumers or fans of the brand. The best way for luxury brands to benefit from this trend is to introduce a cross-channel strategy. This does not mean brands should only focus on online channels, but implies the integration of online and offline, and vice versa. Burberry is one of the most successful examples of a brand that has harnessed digital channels as a way of delivering unique experiences by using live stream catwalk shows, viral social media campaigns, and online communities. In the following, Christopher Bailey speaks about an example of such a social media campaign.
We've got so many different projects ongoing, and a lot of the worlds collide. We've got something called Art of the Trench, which is a social media website, which all the people from around the world, they can upload pictures of themselves in the trench coat, and then they start connecting and with each other, and that's something we did about a year ago.
It can be said that Burberry has evolved into becoming just as much a media content company as a design company. Luxury companies must act now. Time is a luxury they can no longer afford.